G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, in this video I'm going to do some wood turning, hopefully. I'm going to make up another handle to go in the side of this little hand clamp. And I went through all my timber and I really haven't got much at all. I did have some jarrah that I thought I'd use, but that's got cracks in it, so that's no good. I'll keep my eyes open for old cedar table leg or something like that that someone's throwing out maybe in the future, but for now I will continue on. And I have found a piece of timber, this piece of timber, which even though it's lighter than I was going to use, you could stain it and oil it and it'll be okay. It'll do for now anyway. And it's a fairly dense sort of timber. I don't know what it is, but it's long enough and dense enough to do the job. So yeah, we've got enough there to, whoops, runaway bolt. We've got enough there to get it out of. I'll be able to mount it and also, you know, have enough to cut off the bit with the live centre hole in it and all the rest of it. So it'll just do the job. So we'll work with this. Hope for the best. It'll be good practice anyway, and because I haven't done any wood turning for so long, and what I did do years ago was next to nothing. So yeah, we'll do this on the little Schaublin 102, which has got a little steady for it. I'll show you what's in the Schaublin box that came with it, and yeah, we'll move on from there. When I bought the old Schaublin 102, I got it from a guy at Gawler, got the lathe and his box of goodies for 370 bucks. The lathe was clapped out. I had to go through and refurbish it, put a lot of time in on it, and there's old videos I've done years back that show you all of that. But in this box, which is a nice box, it's not genuine, it's Japanese. You can see what I got with the lathe, and there's pretty much a good sized set of imperial collets there. Some are bad, some are quite worn, some are okay, just depends what size they were using. You can see that this thing's been used in industry, that the faceplate is drilled and tapped to hell. It's done a massive amount of work, this thing. Surprising, it's amazing it's still going all right. Here's the copper draw tube, copper ended draw tube, it's been beaten around on. So you use that with these collets. It's a W20, they're a bit like 5C, very similar, you know, sort of setup. And anyway, it came with a wood chisel steady rest for doing woodworking. So even though this is a tool maker's lathe, that they mean for it to be also able to do a limited amount of woodworking. Perfect. Also, I got 3 chisels. I have got a couple of other wood carving chisels. These are quite good ones. Never used them. You can see you've got a roundy one and a sort of less roundy one and another roundy one. So they'll be handy. I'll use those. And yeah, I think we're good to go. Also in here we've got these 2 collets. Now that one's got a spiky end which is meant to push into the end of wood, and use that for driving, I should think. And this one is a dead centre which would go in the end of your wooden job, I expect. I'll use a live centre. I mean, it would work just the same, but do a better job. And yeah, I think we've got all we need to do the job. So I'll show you the lathe and we'll get it all set up. And here's the old Schaublin, which regular viewers would have seen on many occasions. Got a bit of a wetty rag over it just to stop rust, keep it clean. So it's just a matter of set it up and get on with the job. got a little bit undersized on this, so I can always go bigger if I need to. Try and get a tight fit. Don't rush it, you'll be right. We're there. Okay. Change of plan. I'm going to leave the wood in the forge jaw for the whole exercise. Put the live centre on this end. Let me know the hole is centred because I just drilled it from this end, and then we'll just turn it down. Sounds good to me. So to do this, we use the live centre from the other tailstock, the original tailstock, which is a Morse 1, and that should be good. Alright, we'll go with that. And I might actually rough it up just using the carbide tooling to begin with, and take the edges off. I was going to cut these off on the bandsaw, but this will do the job, and I think this will just clean it up pretty well. So we'll do this at the slowest speed and see how we go. That's looking really good. Actually, I'll switch to a high-speed steel tip. I've got a round nose one I think might do better. We'll give that a go. See what happens. Okay, we'll try it now. Good job. Didn't make much difference, really. Let's get a check and see what the diameter is we're left with here. We want 36.45. Oh, no worries, I can go a bit more. A crack or what? Could be. It's running right through, isn't it? Bugger. This bit of wood may not be any good. Oh well, it's a good learning curve. Trouble with timber, you know, kind of cracks in it and can be a bit of a problem. Oh, we might be arsey on this. Oh, hang on, what's it like? No, there it is, it's that bloody crack. Damn, she buggered. Oh well guys, there you go. You can see that the Schaublin handled it alright, but yeah, crack. Blast. Alright. You know the concept works, she does the job. All you do is get some decent non-cracked timber. Bummer. Oh well, there you go guys. Fail, but we learnt something. That's what it's all about. It's about learning, and yeah, the lathe did a good job just with the regular tool post. So bring it along the diameter you want all the way, and then I'll just finish it off with the hand chisels. It's just a nuisance that bit of wood's got a split in it that goes right through. You think, oh, maybe it's a surface crack. I looked on the end and it didn't look like it went all the way through, but look, see, I can get my nail in there. Well, there is one thing about this outcome that you've got to remember. This is exactly why man invented beer, and I'm going to have one right now. But remember, if you haven't failed, you've never actually done anything in your life, and failing is part of the learning curve. As a learning curve, I think this went pretty well. It was only the crummy wood that let me down. So yeah, to be continued. Stay tuned, and when I get some wood that's up to scratch, we'll get on with this project and we'll finish this mother, and I expect the end product will be worthy of the time I put in. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Cheers.